Israel furious as Poland's president signs bill to limit ability of Jews to recover property seized by Nazi German occupiers and retained by post-war communist rulers.
Here's a summary of the article.
Warsaw, August 14. Poland's president has decided to sign a bill that would set limits on the ability of Jews to recover property seized by Nazi German occupiers and retained by post-war communist rulers, drawing fury from Israel, which branded the law anti-Semitic. Before World War II, Poland had been home to one of the world's biggest Jewish communities, but it was almost entirely wiped out by the Nazis, and Jewish former property owners and their descendants have been campaigning for compensation. Up to now, Jewish expatriates or their descendants could make a claim that a property had been seized illegally and demand its return, but Polish officials argued this was causing uncertainty over property ownership. In 2015, Poland's Constitutional Tribunal ruled there should be specific deadlines after which administrative decisions over property titles could no longer be challenged. The issue of Jewish property rights in Poland is further complicated because, unlike other EU states, it has not created a fund to give compensation to people whose property was seized. The World Jewish Restitution Organization on Saturday urged the Polish government to work on resolving the issue of property seized in the past. Democracy and justice hits new low in Poland, as President Duda signs a law making it virtually impossible for all former Polish property owners to secure redress for property illegally seized during the communist era, Gideon Taylor, chair of operations of the WJRO, said in a statement sent to Reuters.
This post received a score of 3,900, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Keep in mind that we are talking about property of Jews who were Polish citizens. Polish law is clear that in that case it's Polish government who inherits, as in probably every other country out there.
People in this sub seem to forget that not all people affected by the Holocaust live in Israel.
If only international law were more enforceable, maybe things could be more fair for all, including Israeli, Palestinians, Native Americans, Irish, Aboriginal, and others. Edit. Whether this is upvoted, downvoted, or left alone, it is part of a very messed up situation. Statute of limitations for general civil claims in Poland is 6 years, down from 10 years. Even for criminal law, this isn't that either. Statute of limitation in case of a sentence is 30 years for serious criminal offences. The 30-year limit for the Jewish claims signed by the Polish president is due to a Polish Supreme Court constitutional ruling that claims in an arbitration tribunal law must have some expiry period.
How far back are we going to go? Land has been stolen and restolen for thousands of years. We keep putting a marker in time where reparations are due. An interesting predicament can be seen in Australia, where they are attempting to determine land rights for the Aboriginal people of the country where their ancestors did not have ownership concepts in their culture. The sins of the past are so very difficult to atone for in a world where ownership and financial gain have dictated connection to the land.
But this isn't about stealing anyone's land. This is about Polish citizens of Jewish ethnicity who died without heir. In Polish law it's clear that's the state who inherits, as in probably every other country out there. It's Israel who wants money only because they share ethnicity.
How's Israel's giving land back to the Palestinians project coming along?
There are people in refugee camps who still have the titles to their lands and houses in Israel. Israel can start giving lessons when it starts being a positive example.
Sheesh. How about we ask Jacob to return that house he took?
Israel complaining about property rights, XDDDD.
Israel and claiming land rights from the past. Name a better duo.
Israel should be one of the last countries to complain about another country seizing property.
Not like Israel has taken land from Palestine.
This bullshit is wrecking whole areas of cities in Poland because no one will touch the disputed land. Imagine bombing Palestine while crying foul play over your great-granddad's uncle's flat from 80 years ago.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.